Uptown Temperature Check, brought to you by Susan Day Cakes.
The temperature is 70 degrees. Melbourne's weather today should be cloudy and humid with rain at times. The top temperature should be 75 degrees.
When you think of cake, think of Susan Day, the oven-fresh, home-style cake in a box. Cinnamon, orange, coconut, chocolate, passion fruit, marble or plain. 7 flavors baked daily with farm-fresh eggs and quality ingredients. Then Susan Day packed their cake in a box. It's uncrushable, airtight, to keep your cake fresh as the day you bought it.
The cake you buy should be from the Susan Day Cake Bakery.
Each Susan Day cake is baked individually and then put in a box.
That's the Susan Day weather word to this minute.
3XY News Time, 2.5 minutes to 10 o'clock. This is Ivan Walker reporting for Overland Development Proprietary Limited. An American senator has urged his government to put more pressure on Australia, New Zealand and the Philippines to send more troops to Vietnam. He is Richard Russell, a Democrat and chairman of the Senate Armed Forces Committee. He says Australia, New Zealand and the Philippines should be drastically affected if the communists won in South Vietnam, and thus they should be contributing a great deal more support. He says they should be allies in fact and not just in name. It's been revealed that 2 Americans with access to top nuclear secrets have disappeared. America is believed to fear they're either been captured by communists in Europe or have defected. A London newspaper says America has launched a sweeping investigation throughout Europe into her Secret Service activities. Officials in Washington won't say if the investigation is connected with the 2 missing men, but Pentagon officials admit they're greatly concerned over the men's disappearances. Coburg police rushed to the precincts of Pentridge Jail this morning when they were told that a potentially dangerous escapee was on the loose. It wasn't a prisoner from Pentridge, but a very large boar pig that had fallen off a semi-trailer in Urquhart Street near the jail. The boar, weighing about 300 pounds, rushed down Urquhart Street to Ross Street, Coburg, where it barged into the front garden of the house and commenced eating the flowers. Police with rifles are now on the scene, debating the best way to restore the boar to captivity. France, with less than a week before the French presidential elections, President de Gaulle has made his first speech of the campaign. He launched an attack on his 5 opponents, describing them as champions of decay who would agree only on one thing, his departure. He said any of his opponents as president would reduce France to the state of what he called distasteful confusion that existed before he came to power. Melbourne's weather in a moment.
You know, if the kids like to swim safely, Dad wants to fish successfully, Mum loves to relax amid scenic, sunny beauty, buy your seaside holiday home site now at Woolamai Waters Estate, Phillip Island. £5 full deposit, lots from only £295. Drive down to Woolamai Waters Estate, just across the bridge from San Remo, for the best seaside holiday home sites in Victoria from £295, full deposit £5. Telephone Mr. or Mrs. Rainbow now on 723-0377, 723-0377 for full details.
Precisely 10 o'clock.
Oh, there'll be trouble. There'll be trouble. Them stepchildren will cause trouble.
There's trouble. I beg your pardon?
Them stepchildren.
What stepchildren?
The Russians.
Step...
They're the children of the steppes.
Yes, that doesn't mean stepchildren.
Doesn't it?
No, the children of the steppes mean that they're born on the Russian steppes with 2 P's and an E.
Well, that's not what this Russian kid told me.
Why? What do you mean, what Russian kid? What Russian kid?
He said there were stepchildren.
He said nothing of the sort.
In this Russian school, this first kid on his first day, the teacher tested him.
Yeah.
He said, who gives us this lovely school?
Yeah.
He said, the Communist Party.
Yes, yeah.
He said, who gives us our lovely cities and roads? And said, the Communist Party.
Yeah.
He said, who makes the flowers grow and the sun rise?
What did he say?
The kid says, God. And all the other kids screamed, throw the dirty, decadent capitalist out. Kill him, smash him.
I see. You got to get him young, haven't you? Oh, dear. Anyhow, tell the time and, you know.
Why shouldn't I? I'm
Why
too
should
busy
you?
reading the truth. Minute
What are
past
you
9.
reading?
Get off, it's mine.
Now, give us a look at it. I want to have a look at it.
No, it's mine.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't often find myself in agreement with JP, with Veritas.
Everything the truth says I think is best, and it's the truth. They don't beat about The bush.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I'm one of their fellow journalists.
Oh.
Honestly, I am.
But listen, I agree
sent
with
some
him
gags
here.
into Mr. Williams this week. Not Sir John, to Mr. Williams, the editor.
Yes, yeah.
I said, let me know about this stuff quick, because I have plenty of irons in the fire.
What did he say?
He said, well, we suggest you stick it with the other iron.
It's in the fire, I see, yes. No, but I can't help but agree with him in this.
What did he say?
Page 26.
You're not going to read anything rotten about anybody?
No. Just that it says here Taylor gets away with it. And this is nothing personal in this, you must
Of course
appreciate.
there isn't, no.
I mean, the fact that it cost me a week's pay for something that was unintentionally broadcast, that doesn't worry me at all, you know. But it says here, official approval has now virtually been given for any television personality to mouth on camera the most startling four-letter word in the English language. This is what Veritas said.
Veritas.
As I reported exclusively last week, Ray Taylor and his Monday night show from Channel O stunned and shocked even the most broad-minded viewers by mouthing more than enough of the word for anyone to recognize it. But the Television and Broadcast Control Board, whose duty it is to keep television entertainment clean, far from taking official action, hasn't even asked to see the incident on film. Does he know that for sure?
Oh, well, he doesn't. I don't know.
Does Veritas know that for sure? 'Cause
He's
that's
not-
what he's printed.
They're not mugs, you know, these border control. They're not the mugs that everybody thinks they are.
I can't imagine they haven't asked to see the film.
No, they'll be on the ball.
It's, anyhow, he goes
It
on
hasn't
here.
finished yet. You know how long it takes before the
Yes, I-
wheels will get grind.
All right, there's no need to look at me like
Grind
that.
exceedingly slow, but
They do, the mills,
exceedingly
yeah.
fine.
Yes.
They'll get him.
He says this blatant disinterest seems to indicate that the board considers the use of the word so unimportant that it isn't even worth investigating. After creating this undesirable precedent, the board could hardly take action if the word were used in the same way by some other personality. What are you going to do?
Go on, give him.
Don't you dare. No decent-minded member of the community could understand the board's couldn't-care-less attitude. I'm quoting this from Veritas.
Oh,
I
paper, yeah, we wouldn't make this up ourselves.
But I
We
don't
only
think
quote it from newspapers, otherwise it's libel, you see.
Yes, but I don't agree with him there.
No, don't finish it.
Anyhow, any member of federal parliament
You
conscious
shouldn't
of...
do it, really, but go on, carry on.
All right, yes. You urge me. You're the biggest urger in the business. Any member of federal parliament conscious of his responsibilities to his electors should attack Postmaster General Hume on the floor of the House in Canberra. Poor old Hume. And demand to know why the board didn't even investigate. Why attack? Why attack? I said it last week and I say it again. Taylor should have been given a period of suspension. Well, I don't know so much about Taylor, but the company that, the production company that perhaps allows this sort of thing to go on their productions, they should be
They're only
investigated.
amateurs, you know, just playing at the game.
I must also point out again that television is becoming a real rat race with almost every live variety show trying to outdo the others in smut. They have been improving
Yes.
lately, haven't they?
Yes.
But not taking proper action months ago, let alone allowing the Taylor incident to pass, the lack of control board is encouraging this cancerous growth.
Yes.
Unquote.
And it'll get out of all proportion until it's just one mad hour of blasphemy and defamation and cussing and blinding. I should
see.
be on telly.
You
I should be
on the
running.
mat.
I should be running a kids show.
Are you kidding?
I've got lovely games for them.
Like what?
Hang them up in sacks and see who screams the loudest.
That's a lovely game,
And
yes.
tell Princess Panda your riddle. You know.
Like what?
You know.
Like it.
I've got a new act now where I go mad and disagree into a gibbering mass. Do you want to see it?
No, I don't want to see it. I've been trying to stop it for the last 5 years.
I'm a good actor.
You're not a good actor,
At
you.
school we acted in a play. I was Rasputin the Mad Monk.
Were you?
I got the part because I was the only kid in the school with a beard.
Oh.
I didn't care about having a beard. Somewhere to hide your jelly babies, isn't it?
Oh, good heavens. It's 5 minutes past 10.
You could win £5 in the Smith's Potato Crisp contest. What did he say? Just tell us what Len Wheeler says as he munches on Smith's Potato Crisps. Listen.
If you eat your Smith's Potato Crisps warm, take the oven for 3 minutes.
What did he say? Another £5 can be won this week on a £1 lottery ticket by sending an entry to Smith's What Did He Say contest, 3XY Carlton. A clue will be found on the new 9-penny pack of Smith's Potato Crisps. And if you attach an empty pack to your entry, you could also win any 3 LPs from National First 50 albums. Let's listen to Len Wheeler once again.
If you eat your Smith's Potato Crisps warm, take the oven for 3 minutes.
Hurry! All entries must be in by first mail Monday.
And tell me, who is the first mail on Monday?
Tell you what, I wish I was that one.
Oh,
I got her in there. I got you in there, Susan.
What do you mean?
Susan Steele's photograph.
You got her in there?
Yeah.
I got her photo in
I
there.
got the photograph from her, and then I sent it to my friend, the editor.
I
and I
see.
said, look after this kid. I said,
You've got a lot of power with photos there, haven't you?
well, I keep saying to her, like, you know,
answer
stick
the
with me,
question.
kid, and I'll get you into show business.
Answer the question. You've got a lot of power with photographs there,
Yeah.
haven't you? You have you?
Yeah.
Why was I cut off that photo?
They won't. They're not interested. They know that 3XY aren't paying for this public.
But you're in 3XY.
Yes, but they're not paying me.
So far.
Not for long. 12th of April.
Anyhow, listen,
And
keeping up
don't
with...
start spreading it about that I'm getting kicked out anymore.
Who spread it about?
I'm nicking off because I'm sick of it.
I didn't spread it about. I mean, the public will find out these things for themselves.
Well.
I saw your letter of dismissal.
Eh? Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a rumour too. Why shouldn't I start some rumours?
Oh, look at that.
What's this?
Isn't that lovely?
What?
What a wonderful place Melbourne is.
Why? Was it? Don't tell me. I know. Terry...
These two
Terry
went
and-
to the big wedding. You see, Lord
Terry
Mayor...
and Colin have had a baby.
No, they've got the monkey still.
Eh?
But listen to this.
Oh.
One spectator at the ex-Lord Mayor's wedding, Mrs. Colin Hyams of Toorak, brought her monkey along. The monkey named Wanty wore a snappy orange cardigan with a basket weave trim of brown and yellow with his short white pants.
You're making this up.
It was his first wedding and he looked quite dumbfounded by it.
You're making this up.
Wanty's a rhesus monkey was an Hey, there's thousands of kids starving to death in Europe and she's dressing monkeys up in pullovers and gear from... It's diabolical, you know.
Is it? I thought it was
When
a
the dawn
monkey.
of freedom comes, you know, they're on the list, them two, the Iams.
Hey, wait a minute.
I'll have them kneeling down over an open grave.
Listen, I thought you were on our side.
He has an extensive wardrobe of coats, jumpers and slacks. This is a monkey. His outfit is at a toy shop in the village walk Toorak. Wanty takes a doll size 18 or 20. The only adjustment needed is a slit in the back seam of the slacks for his tail.
Oh.
Wanty has his own nursery full of toys, and his favourite is what is left of Clown's doll. He's taken off his clothes when there's stuffing. He won't sleep in winter snuggle up to
Well, I
hot
can't understand you.
He has his own cot to sleep in, and in winter snuggles up to a hot water bottle.
Yes.
When Mrs. Iams isn't in, you see.
Yes.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Never mind the starving children. Look after the monkeys.
Oh, dear. Give me a look at that. You're not
Amazing,
serious.
eh?
You're not
Amazing.
serious. Is that true?
I'm telling you, that's in the truth.
Good heavens. Eight and a half minutes
Advance
past.
Australia Fair.
9:08.
A couple of them
10.
works in the kibbutz to do them both good. 8 1/4 past 10.
10:08.
We'll bang them in there.
Anyhow, if you have to keep up with the Joneses or the Smiths or something like that, keeping up with the Smiths is always fun and always delicious. If they're Smith's potato crisps. Smith's potato crisps baked golden crisp with a touch of salt added. If you like crisps with a true potato flavour, better buy Smith's, the original and the best. Ask
The
for
monkeys
Smith's if-
like them.
Oh, well, now cut that
Oh,
out.
they get rid of
Why
it.
can't you live a life of contentment? Why can't you be content with your lot?
You're like all these other mobbing tour. Only the rich preach content to the poor. Yes.
And I'm the rich preaching content to you, the poor, am
Yeah.
I? Oh, listen to my hollow ring. Ask for Smith's new 9-penny pack. Smith's potato crisp, the crispiest, crunchiest, nicest crisps
Sound like Led
in
by
Australia.
Love those Smith's potato crisps. They're the yummiest, crunchiest snack of all. The party's in fun everywhere. Everyone buys Smith's potato crisps.
Lovely.
All that glisters isn't gold, remember.
Want to have a little walk around St. Vincent de Paul's orphanage with me and you wouldn't start dressing monkeys up. 10 minutes past 10.
Why do I need to go for a walk with you around there? I can go on my own.
Honestly, the world knocks me sick. I think I'll get myself back to Huddersfield. At least I knew where I stood there.
Oh, where? Where did you wouldn't get back there. Honestly, you wouldn't, would you?
Lovely district.
Are you kidding?
Tradition lies in every doorway.
Really?
Also drunkards.
Yes, I believe. 10:10.
Nobody...
Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed. And Coke refreshes you best. It's the refreshingest. Food goes better with fun, goes better with you, go better with Coke. The real life one puts extra fun in you and everything you do. So things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke.
Nothing refreshes like sparkling, ice-cold Coca-Cola. Thriftiest in the big family size when there are 4 or more to share.
Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke.
Well, you can't get that in those field anyhow, can
What?
you? Coke.
What?
And
There's nobody got monkeys under this field either.
from what you've told me about it, I bet they have. On their backs.
Get out.
Yes, look at the hole in the arm.
He's a good one. She'll be listening to this one. She'll get her some
Terry.
knitwear. Get some lovely pullovers there for about 15 quid. Very nice for monkeys.
Listen, it's bargain time in children's
She has to change
knitwear.
its nappies, you know.
Really?
That's where she got the idea from our nappy pads.
Oh, handy.
Yeah, she just chucks it away now.
That's a very good idea.
And monkeys catch cold.
Do they?
And she told me a couple of onions in your underpants is a secret ingredient.
But how do you keep an onion a secret,
I don't know.
Even in your underpants. What are you talking about? It's bargain time in children's knitwear at Friedell's, the knitwear specialist of Camberwell. Boys' wool cardigans are priced from merely $15.11 to $19.11, and oddments in children's knitwear in wool or order are just 10 shillings to $19.11. The $19.11 pretty ones especially have the slit already cut for tails. All sizes, buy now and save at Friedell's, the knitwear specialists, 915 to 953 Burke Road, Camberwell. Just 1 minute up from Camberwell Station.
I had a telephone call from David Letterman yesterday. You know, he's the editor of the Jewish Herald.
Yes.
He said, hello, Jack. I said, hello. He said, don't you like me anymore? I said, yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Said, yeah, no, you know, when he says that, I know he's going to get me to do something.
Ah, I see.
He said, well, we're having a show on Saturday for about 65 little underprivileged children, you see. I said, I'm going to Sydney on Friday night.
And are you?
No.
Well, where did you say that?
Well, I don't, well...
Oh, underprivileged? Underprivileged children?
The Yorks. Jewish.
They are
Christian kids.
They are Yorks, yeah.
Yeah. You...
Go on. I've never heard. Go
You ever
on.
heard of a Jewish underprivileged?
That's
You ever
right.
heard of a Jewish juvenile delinquent?
I was just
Of course you
wondering.
haven't. No, but he said, no, of course he does a lot for charity, David Lynn.
I know that, yes, I know.
And I said, get Joe Fell and he'll do it for you, or Funny Face Gordon.
What did he say?
What's the phone number? I said, it's in the book. He said, how about toys? You know, I said, aye, how about them? I said, I've got about 250 to look after at Christmas myself. He said,
Yeah.
well, what about that mate of yours, Bruce Hearn?
Is that what he said?
I said, yeah, if you ring him up, he's never failed anyone yet, has he?
Oh, but of course you can't overdo it,
No,
can you?
not really.
After all. But anyhow, it's a funny thing. As I mentioned before, you know, I was down at Bruce's yesterday. I mentioned this to you. And that reminds me, I was starting to talk about something, and you sidetracked me.
I always do.
You sidetracked me
Because
again.
I like to talk about the things I know.
Yeah, but listen, here's
You
something...
talk about people that are unknown, Auntie Fanny and Auntie Mary and...
I've never
Uncle
mentioned an Auntie
Charlie
Fanny
who
or
lives
Auntie
in
Mary or
Bacchus
Auntie
Marsh.
Chuck in my
And everybody
life.
says, who are they?
I haven't got an Uncle Charlie in Bacchus Marsh. My young sister lives there at Bacchus Marsh, that's all.
Does she look like your Uncle Charlie?
No!
She did when I saw her.
You've never met her. You've never met her. I've successfully steered you away from most of the members of my family.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want them
another thing I want
touched
to
by
talk
your
about.
polluted by your touch.
All the old promises when we started.
What promises? I didn't promise you anything
Robin
about...
was only 12 then. I'll
Oh,
look after you when she's...
Now cut it out.
Be right, we'll play Eskimos
Cut it out.
and all that.
No nose rubbing in our family.
14 minutes past...
Elbows, yes. Noses, no. Now, listen, when I was at Hearn's Hobbies yesterday, I was having a look at this Philips EE kit, the electronic engineer, and this is the most magnificent piece of apparatus. There's no danger of the kids getting an electric shock from it because it's battery operated, but they can make up intercom systems, you know, that talk from one room to the other, that's transistorized, and they actually make it up themselves. They don't even need a soldering iron to make it up. There are special clip devices, and they can make up from this moisture indicator, acoustic relays, you know, the sort of thing that the railways use in their switchgear and so forth.
Can
It's
monkeys use them?
They're that simple, yes.
Well, I know where you'll sell one there. How much are they? £48 each?
No. And you can also make up an electronic organ, a one-octave electronic organ out of this kit. It's a most magnificent thing, made by Philips, you know, the famous Philips Eindhoven company.
They want to
Famous
make
throughout the whole of the world.
Stick Colin on it,
What?
on the organ.
Why? But wait a minute. No, you have monkeys sit on organs.
Oh.
And while the man winds the handle, you see, this is a different kind of organ. This is an electronic
I think we
one.
better get off this subject, shall we?
This is an electronic one, anyhow.
We'll leave this sort of stuff to Ray Taylor.
What are you talking about?
You know, let's get back to the clean stuff.
I think you're a bit off the beam there, aren't you?
Well, you get sort of sensuous. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't get anything of the sort.
Your lips go all blue and you start licking them and your eyes...
I'll cut it out.
I know you think it's something...
Look,
dirty.
at Hearn's Hobbies,
Dirty.
being offered at the moment are 3 different sizes of Philips Electronic Engineer kit, from which you can make Morse code practice sets,
That's the idea. Learn
gramophone
Morse.
amplifier with earphones, transistor radio receiver, moisture indicator, traffic beacon, a burglar trap, 2 transistor radio receiver.
Get out, that is.
Is it
While the
really?
going's good.
Automatic night light, electronic organ, audio amplifier, intercom, detective's ear, pilfering alarms, push-pull amplifiers, a universal test circuit, and all sorts of wonderful things. Time switches, and they vary in price. They start from £6.99 up to £14.99. And you can put these kits together. You remember how in the old days you could get a certain number Meccano set, and then you save up a bit more money, and then
we
you...
only used to get a cotton bobbin with a bit of...
Oh, you lie. You tell me you had a Meccano set.
And so it'd make a tank.
Oh, stop it.
And a tuck box, 2 and 6 fries tuck box.
You know how you can add, you sort of add 2
and then
1Bs,
and that was your
and you
knock.
get a 4D, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, this is what you can do with these Philips electronic engineer kits.
What the hell he's talking about? Go on.
Well, if you look, have a look at the pamphlet and you can see what I'm talking about. Why don't you go and have a look at it yourself sometime? Anyhow, you show no interest in the modern generation and the up-and-coming kids, do you?
Why should I? They'll never live to see maturity.
Oh,
A waste of time.
don't be so rotten.
17 minutes past 10.
At Hearn's Hobbies, you can get onto one of these magnificent Philips
Rotten
kits
lever.
anyhow.
They've rotten now.
Hearn's Hobbies, you know their address is 5 Collins Street, 19 Collins Street. I've been saying 25. It's not. It's number 5 and then number 19. And the new shop is 3 or 4 doors away from the... what are you doing? 3 or 4 doors away from the other shop in Flinders Street, underneath the Flinders Street Railway Station building, opposite Elizabeth Street. It's not opposite De Grave Street at all. I had the wrong location. I thought I spotted the new one being built the other day, but it wasn't. It was a cafe or something I was looking at. So I've changed the address of it. They're both Hearn's Flinders Street shops are both opposite Elizabeth Street in Flinders Street, number 5 Collins Street and number 19 Collins Street.
And there we have a telescope and a Meccano set each for the Acfield children for Christmas.
My dear fellow, you mentioned Hearn's Hobbies in connection with this charity function over the weekend.
You love playing with the kids' toys, don't you?
With the kids' toys, only if the kids are there and I can play with them. This is what. Oh, this is stupid on your part. You know, if only you were a father.
Yeah.
You would find happiness with your children, such happiness you've never known before. This feeling of contentment and security.
Do you know what La Bruyere said? He said, we look beyond ourselves for happiness and seek to find it in the opinion of other men. You do, you're one of these.
In the opinion of other men?
You're always inviting people up to drink your plonkin.
Where did you get this idea?
Other men who we know to be flatterers, insincere, unjust, full of envy and caprice and prejudice. What stupidity.
You've been doing a bit of cultivating yourself lately, haven't you? What you'll do for an electric fry pan.
In that once, once at my house. You know that.
Yeah. You know why it's only once at your house? Nobody would dare go back again. They trip over the mushrooms in the front hall. And the barker's nests. Tell the time.
Are they mushrooms?
Aren't they?
Some liar keeps telling me they're toadstools.
Oh,
19 minutes past 10.
Thank
It's
you.
funky, it's just funky. What are we going to do now? And then 90 minutes past 10 from 3XY, the station with a happy difference.
What are you doing?
And the
All right.
weather is like our bills, unsettled, and we'll stay that way.
All right, stop it. That's enough. This is the taste of marble cake. Oh, yes, the light-hearted mixture of marble. Oh, come on.
Marble?
Marble what?
Do monkeys like it?
No, marble mixture.
No, marble mixture.
Yes, lavishly used in Susan Day's oven-fresh home-style cake in a box. Each Susan Day cake is baked individually, then put into an uncrushable airtight box. Mouth-watering marble cake in a box.
Mine in a box?
Yes, Susan Day's oven-fresh home-style monkeys now in a box. Or something.
The cake you buy should be from the Susan Day Cake Bakery.
Yea, verily, I'm confused.
Whatever you need for your garden hose in fittings and sprays, as everyone knows, you need meter.
But what's the difference in you putting a little bed jacket thing on Sooty in the winter time? You've got a pet dog.
Yeah, but...
Why shouldn't Terry keep a pet monkey if she wants to?
Every
put a
day I
jacket
say to
on?
my old woman, you won't have him done in.
Why?
There's kids in Europe starving and that rotten thing's eating about half a pound of meat a day. I think about
Is
these
he really?
things.
Is Sooty eating half a pound of meat a day?
Of course he is, only a little dog. Man, you'd think it was more when you wake up in the morning. Look at the time, isn't it? About 20 and a half minutes past 10 o'clock.
So it is.
Woolamai Waters Estate, Phillip Island, means miles of silken sandy safe beach, with 10,000 pounds boat launching ramp, plus more miles of thundering rolling surf oceanside. Drive down to Woolamai Waters Estate. It's just across the bridge from San Remo for the best seaside holiday home sites in Victoria. From £295, full deposit £5. Telephone Mr. or Mrs. Rainbow right now. 723-0377. 723-0377 for full details.
Thank you, Buff. Tell the time.
21 and a quarter minutes past 10 o'clock
That's
from the lovely
better.
3XY, the station with a happy difference.
That's better, with a little more taste, a little more subdued. Now, don't rabbit on about the monkeys anymore, will you?
No.
Make it sound like a Persian menagerie. Rabbiting and monkeys and things like that. A bit humid today, isn't it? Fan time again. What's the matter now? I don't mean to shut up altogether. I say it's fan time again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Humid.
Is it?
Oh, he goes from one extreme to the other. Listen to this special from John Bruce Electrics. 12-inch oscillating fans from 11 guineas. Now, have you ever seen a 12-inch oscillating fan for 11 guineas?
We've got one. Our house has got all the modern inconveniences.
Modern conveniences.
Yeah.
Now, these are usually £19, 19 and 6 elsewhere, but they're only 11 guineas at John Bruce, and they're brand new, of course.
How does he do it?
He buys in bulk. He sells with an absolute minimum of profit margin, and his turnover is high.
And he's still in business.
Yes.
Not going in the can like a lot of them, we know.
See John Bruce Electrics at High Street, St Kilda, it's not near the town hall, though. It's about 100 yards past the... who do you know that's going in the can?
Well, we've got all these electrical business people. A lot of Aussies going in the can, you know.
A lot of Aussies? A lot of Aussies?
A lot of con men out here, you know.
A lot of... what? A lot of Australian con men? What about your brother?
Well...
What about your brother? You've got the effrontery, the cheek. He's not honest, your brother.
Well...
Is he?
Well,
Well, is he?
But he's not an Australian, is he?
Thank
He
you.
got acquitted, didn't he?
Did he?
The lawyer said, now that you're acquitted, tell me, did you really knock that money off?
What did he say?
He said, well, after hearing you today, I'm beginning to think I didn't.
Oh, dear. John Bruce Electric's High Street, St Kilda, about 100 yards past the bottom of the hill. In High Street, toward the town hall, and at High Street, Thornbury, near Plenty Road.
John Bruce! Did Berenson really say that his wife was fat?
He did. Whose wife was fat?
One dandy.
He did not.
That's what you said yesterday.
I did not. You're a confounded prevaricator.
You said a bit fat, Berenson said.
I didn't say anything of the sort.
Now, when the mic was off...
Would you on your wife's life swear that I said that?
Yes.
But I didn't.
You said, when I was talking, saying how good she is, when the mic was off, you said, but she's a bit fat, and I knew Berenson
I
had
didn't
told you.
say anything of the sort. Oh, how could
I swore my wife's life. If she's dead when I go home, it's your fault.
And take that look of happiness and expectancy off your face. Oh, you rotter. 24 minutes past 10. I didn't mention the word fat. I didn't mention the name Berenson.
Oh, ripping.
What's the matter?
I'll kill him.
What has he done?
He bung some rubbish into me then. I just got a mouthful of it.
Oh, Sylvia, well, how could you discern? How can you tell? Can you tell from the bouquet, can you?
Yeah, when it's...
Oh, stop it.
Pat, you know Milford Motors pretty well, don't you? I know the Melbourne home of Ford extremely well. Okay, then what's this Cortina for Christmas competition they're running? Chris, this is the best incentive I've heard of yet for anyone who's buying a Ford to get it from Milford's. It simply means that if you buy any new Ford vehicle, car or truck, from Milford's before December the 15th, you're entitled to complete an entry form, and there's a good chance of winning a four-door deluxe Cortina for Christmas worth over £1,000. That seems terrific value. 2 cars for the price of 1? It really is terrific value. Still, after all, Milford Motors are the Melbourne home of Ford.